In most meditation teachings, all kinds of instructions are given for arranging the body and calming the mind to achieve stillness. But this kind of stillness never lasts that long, so we can't really depend on it. I don't know about you, friend, but I decided pretty early on in my practice that I wanted it to be as useful in a quiet room as it is in a sales call or a family drama or a war zone. But for the kind of stillness most teachings recommend, I had to pause my work, go sit somewhere else, perform my technique for getting into stillness, and then hope to maintain that stillness when I got back to my desk. Yet all the while, behind and between all of that arranging, calming, doing, working, socializing, sitting, practicing, efforting, and maintaining, was a superior stillness that doesn't need to be made to happen. Appreciate your direct experience right now. My words, your reactions to them, and everything else that's going on in your body, all other sights and sounds. This is all coming and going within space. And this space, it just so happens, is aware. Now, you might think, no, Dan, I am aware of that space. But let's examine that claim. Typically, you think of yourself as a body and you assume that the body or the brain, the mind, somehow generates awareness. There's zero proof anywhere to support this assumption. But anyway, consider, does awareness appear within your body, or does your body appear within awareness? Resist the temptation to answer intellectually. Rather, consider, what is it actually like for you experientially? Does awareness appear within the body, or does the body appear within awareness? Good news, awareness has never been altered, harmed, nor diminished by anything that has occupied it. Everything you have ever perceived, you have perceived just as it is, with perfect clarity. The problem is that your habitual tendency to approve or reject your perceptions leads to the view that something is wrong with what's going on and that it should be different. So you employ effortful meditation or self-help strategies or all kinds of different things to try to change the contents of awareness from one thing to another, from agitation to stillness, for example. And it is beneficial to cultivate that kind of stillness in meditation, but it is a sensory experience, this stillness. And sensory appearances all come and go. Therefore, this cannot be relied upon. Even if you were to abandon your worldly life and run off to the monastery, you still would not be able to meditate enough to sustain that kind of stillness 24/7, 365. It is conditional. What I'm encouraging you to recognize instead is the stillness that is already present 24/7, 365. The stillness that is inherent to the space in which all experience occurs. Can you recognize this in your direct experience right now? just for a brief moment, can you recognize the always on, always perceiving clarity of awareness? Within the sky, clouds can move quickly or they can appear stationary, but they all come and go sooner or later. The sky itself, though, is perfectly still as the space in which even the angriest storm rages. The sky here represents awareness. This is a metaphor for what I'm asking you to recognize in your own experience. Awareness is perfectly still, even as all your activity, whether busy or calm, pleasant or unpleasant, occurs. When you recognize this deeply, the idea of deliberate meditation based on changing the contents of awareness from one thing into another is seen to be absurd. If you reach out and try to change a cloud into a different type of cloud, your hand will pass right through it. The best we can say about deliberate meditation is that it's like putting on a raincoat. Beneficial, yeah, but conditional. What happens when you forget your raincoat? What happens when you forget to meditate? The benefit of the approach I'm recommending here is that when you see that you are the sky and not the clouds no longer bother you. You cease your attempts to change them. And in this relaxation, you take up your privileged seat above the clouds, where it is always clear and bright. The clouds of working, socializing, and the thoughts and feelings associated with these may come into view, but they're tiny from your new perspective. The rain falls far beneath you, so you do not get wet. You have no need of a raincoat. Why try to change anything at all? It already is as it is. Just recognize your true nature as sky-like awareness. Watch everything come and go impartially. Enjoy freedom in all circumstances and the effortless effectiveness that comes with this. Friend, if you watched this far, I suspect you appreciate the benefit of what I've shared here. If so, please show your appreciation, comment your reflections, and share so that others may benefit.